On July 17, 1973, explosions and fire ripped through the Suburban Propane Company at Moyers Corners. Injury, miraculously, was limited to one employee of the company, burned over 60% of his body. Exploding tanks of liquid gas and flying debris greeted the first of 8 fire companies on the scene. A utility company line crew, which had just finished lunch nearby, told the newspaper they felt ground shaking and things flying through the air. They said they found shelter under their truck. Suburban Propane manager John Dobbins said Leslie Keynes, an employee, was filling a tank with liquid gas when suddenly there was a flare-up of undetermined origin. Dobbins, who was just parking his car, and others scurried for fire extinguishers but couldn't contain the flames. Keynes, reported to be suffering from flash burns, was taken to a Syracuse hospital. He was conversant with firefighters before entering the ambulance. A spokesman for St. Joseph's Hospital said that Keynes suffered second-degree burns on his face, hands, and upper body. A gas line stretching from the building to a railroad tank car was also closed. According to Mr. Keynes, "I went to pour some out and then what happened, I don't know. She just flared up." Although he was seriously burned, Keynes said he helped 2 co-workers shut off valves to 4 main propane holding tanks at the site, averting what fire officials said could have been a disaster. Flames were centered in a warehouse storage yard adjacent to Route 57 behind the company's office building. Dobbins said the building contained very little liquid gas, rather was devoted mostly to an inventory of gas grills and other storage. Tanks outside the building were aflame, their plugs having melted from the intense heat. Telephone and electrical service were also knocked out as heat seared nearby overhead lines. In addition to the warehouse, 3 company vehicles and a customer's car were destroyed. A keepsake family album, which Dobbins was going to mail to a relative, was on the front seat of his car, one of those destroyed. There was little chance of saving the warehouse, but over a 12-hour period, firefighters managed to confine flames to that one building. The roof of the warehouse also collapsed. Thick, black smoke could be seen by downtown Syracuse shoppers and by state troopers at their barracks in Cicero. At first, the fear of more explosions kept firemen from getting close to the blaze. They doused the building from a safe distance away. The fire was so intense and dangerous that firefighters waited about an hour before going in on the grounds, said Ken Brand Jr., Deputy Fire Chief of the Moyers Corners Fire Department. Brand, son of the Moyers Corners Fire Chief who directed the 12 fire departments fighting the blaze, said 100-pound propane gas cylinders were exploding when he arrived. Some of the cylinders went skyrocketing into empty fields about 1/2 mile away. The exact cause of the fire was never determined, but Brand said authorities believe static electricity ignited highly volatile gases.